Hello, biology students. This is a quick overview of today's lesson. It focuses on chloroplast, which of course is this green circle here. And the green circle inside of plants is green because of chlorophyll, which is a pigment that soaks up all colors of light except for green. It spits that one back out. And so because the plant is using light, it's focusing on the photosynthesis process. So when we look at the diagram, or any diagram for that matter, you want to look at what it's telling you, what it's showing you. And this one is full of arrows. We have three kind of pinkish arrows coming into the system. These things will react and get mixed around and do certain things inside this chloroplast, and then they come out as different products, right? They exit the system. Also note, though, that there are some other abbreviations here. These are chemical energy. So we have light energy, and here we have some chemical energy. So if I follow the maroon arrows, some of these chemicals get changed in the light reaction, and then they are now a different type. So ADP becomes ATP, NADP plus becomes NADPH. And then they go into the dark reaction, and you can see this cycles around. We're seeing an interaction with this input, something coming into the system in the dark, and then we see something exiting the system after this dark reaction. So as we follow these arrows around, whichever set of arrows you follow, they're all pointing to this inner working system. It's like a little engine. So what we're going to do quickly is just preview the questions and see how they work with the diagram. So the beginning, it's just asking you to list what's being input, what's reacting. In order for a chemical reaction to occur, you have to have material there, and then it gets mixed around or used and changed into some other form. And those are the things coming out of the system. Energy source, again, that one's pretty straightforward. Which molecule travels through a plant's roots to the leaves? And so that one's not covered on the picture, but of these different chemicals, you can review your notes if you don't recall which one's coming in through the roots, but I think that one is pretty well known by all of you by this point. And there's some choices here, light or dark, based on the word photosystem. Right? So some things happening. Photo, what's a photo require? Again, using the definition, that will make it super easy. Where does oxygen come from? Again, following the ins and outs of the chloroplast, that one should be straightforward. Kelvin cycle is a name not in the diagram, but the Kelvin cycle is the official name for the dark reaction. So again, we have indication of what time of day in the 24-hour clock that this stuff happens. So no specific hours, just a general timeline. Here we go, what's happening at night. So you got to pay attention to what's inside to properly interpret it. And then this is the most challenging part, I suspect, of this whole thing. First of all, it's new, and then there's additional interpretations. But again, if you follow the arrows, we have these things being moved around, changed form. Some of it comes out, some of it stays within. And then within this system, just like in our bodies, we have this ATP just like a plant does. ATP in our bodies comes from first of all, the food we eat, we know digests and we metabolize it. So it's not the food itself that gives us energy. It's the chemicals in the food. And those glucose molecules, particularly that are in the food we eat, they actually turn into this thing called ATP. So in a plant, same idea, just a different formation. So the ATP is a chemical energy that does work. When it breaks down, it needs to be repaired, very like the human cells. And so this last little section, again, we remind you of the CHO family molecules. Mrs. CHO, what are they? And again, the chemicals inside the plant remain and they get broken down, repaired. And then you have some stuff coming in from the environment and then some stuff that's been created inside the chloroplast that exits the chloroplast to the plant environment or to the atmosphere. Hopefully that is a helpful bit of guidelines for you. Have a great day.